Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is June the 24th, 2023, and today the topic is Blessed are the Peacemakers. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. I hope that you all had a fabulous Friday. Mine was just fine. Mine was pretty low key overall. Let me tell y'all what happened or whatever, because there is, I guess, one thing of significance. So, well, actually, a few things. First of all, the Lord is blessing. Can I give a shout out to my sister? Okay, let me give a shout out to my sister, y'all, because this lady is keeping me on her heart and mind when she goes places. And long story short, there's an opportunity on the table that basically she's told some people about me and my business endeavors and things like that. And so I got a meeting next week, and so we're gonna see what the Lord do and everything like that. But so shout out to my sister again, Miss Anchor Phlebotomy, Miss Diva Style Salon, Miss Vashti Purses, Miss Anchor Mobile Labs. Yes, we're a family of multipreneurs around here, y'all. So yeah, shout out to her, and thank you for keeping me on your heart and mind. Um, yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff going on and whatnot. Yesterday, like I said, Monday was pretty low key. I was supposed to film an episode of GSL that didn't necessarily happen. But that's the beautiful thing about producing your own show. I mean, you can work with people on their schedules and stuff like that. It's like it's no big deal. Just let me know when you're available. So to God be glory for that. So I took some time to rest yesterday, and the church ended up hosting a pajama party, I guess you would say, for some of the ladies at the church. I believe like specifically like staff people, and so y'all know I'm a part of that now. So that was really nice. It was a really nice evening. They had gave us all like these bracelets. They're like permanent bracelets and whatnot. So I got mine, as you guys can see. I got like this coin shaped one. I think part of me got it because it reminds me of the GSL logo. I don't know, but anyway, so that was one thing. They had some, good little food or whatever. We was wearing our pajamas and stuff, and I'm gonna show y'all. I usually save stuff like this for the after show, but I'm gonna show y'all my art. Okay, I might show y'all more and talk more about it in a minute, but look at my art that I did. I did some art or whatever. And I mean, I know people kept talking about, like, I guess the bold colors, and they're like, oh, it's Miracle in a painting. It's you. It's totally you. Because everybody else's, if you saw everyone else's painting, they were kind of like neutral tones and stuff. But I did choose those for a particular reason, or that color palette for a particular reason. But I'll talk about that at the after show. But anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to share about my evening, and that's what my day looked like yesterday. But let's get into this conversation about blessed are the peacemakers. So, well, I mean, it's pretty simple how I came to this today. I mean, I woke up at the sound of my alarm. Actually, I woke up a little bit early because my son was fiddling around in my room, and I'm like, boy, go to bed. Go to bed. And I made a note of what time that was, but I didn't even pay attention to those verses or anything. After I listened to the prayer meditation, which was centered around blessed are the peacemakers, it really just stood out to me to talk about. And so I went, I looked up verses and whatnot. And that's pretty much where the inspiration came from this morning. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to share, but yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and get on into it and everything like that. So here are the verses that stood out to me. Matthew 5:9. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God. Obviously, again, like I said, the prayer meditation that I listened to this morning on the Soul Space app was centered all around this. So obviously this is the verse where that phrase come from, blessed are the peacemakers. And I know that in the on the app, they were talking more so about being the children of God, and then in the Bible, it says the sons of God. But either way, I believe that this includes males and females. The peacemakers are, I believe, is a sign of being a child of God. I think I've been kind of tested in this week. Like there have been moments where I could have flew off the handle, or like there were moments where like And like I said, I was talking to y'all about this last week as well, where it was like, I know that there may be moments where I can like quote unquote stand up for myself or quote unquote, say this or say that, right? But on the flip side, I feel like there's nothing wrong with me being the way I am and using wisdom in my words and whatnot. And I thank God for that, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things where could have been in jeopardy, right? There's a lot of things that could be handled a lot differently if I had have like snapped, or if I had have been like, offended or any of those things. But instead, in those moments, even though, yeah, I might have felt a little something brewing in my heart, and I'm over here like, Lord, what you want me to do? There lies the difference. I was seeking the Lord about how to handle the situations. And as I did that, he gave me the words to say in the midst of the situations that I didn't have to like, go off. I didn't have to, say the first thing that came into my head. And here I am still at peace in every situation. And then again, so much so where different things that have happened, could flourish and move on and grow into something else, and whatnot. So it just behooves us to stay at peace with people, and to be a peacemaker and stuff. Like, I know it might sound, meek, weak, and all of that and stuff. And like I said, I know I've gotten the whole feedback about my whole life, like, oh, Miracle, you shouldn't be that way. But on the flip side, I'm like, the more I stay this way, the more that the Lord blesses and provides, and I don't have to worry about, going tit for tat and all this different type of stuff. So I don't know. And I hope my testimony is encouraging and inspire you to, just, I guess, look at things differently instead of flying out of the handle, off the handle, or instead of like saying the first thing that comes out every time. Have to be at peace, and strive to be a peacemaker. So anyway, let's keep going, because here's some more verses, y'all. So Romans 12:10, it says, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. There you go. It don't just the people you like. You don't just say, oh, live peaceably with this group and this group. Try to live peaceably with all. Like I said, it could be beneficial to you. Like, I know for sure, for example, if I had a flaw off the handle in one of the situations, then the blessings that I'm looking forward to would not probably have happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You just never know who, right, could be the glue to your next blessing. Like, I sit here and think about all the time the debacle that I went through, and I joke about it now, but during that time it was a hard time for me. Long story short, I don't know if I told y'all about the debacle specifically, but I know I've called it the debacle on here several times. But anyway, long story short, it was a situation where basically I was in this competition, and I met a lot of different people and stuff like that. And that was the best thing that came from it. Basically, I would just say that the best thing that came from it was the people that I met. And in the midst of that, I met who y'all know as my brother from another mother, Mr. Kelvin Sleeps Carter, throughout that experience. And little did I know, he became the glue between me and my husband, because he was my husband's neighbor, or then I didn't know him, but he was my husband's neighbor, and whatnot, and everything like that. Now, let's just say I took things a different way. Like, when I went through the debacle, I just flew off the handle. I cut off all relationships back then, and just all of that. Like, would I be here today? Would I be married today? Would I be with the man that I'm with today? Would I have the child that I have today? Probably not. And so that's the thing. You just never know, like, when it comes to different people in your life, like, why they are there. Like, when I first met my bro, man, I thought he could have been my husband. I ain't gonna lie. Because I was like, he's kind of cute, and oh, we vibe, and oh, that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But on the flip side, again, it's just one of those things to think about. Like, you just never know who people are in your life, and what knowing a person or the community or whatever the case is will lead to. And so instead of just cutting people off and flying off the handle and just snapping at everybody and things like that, it just behooves us to be a peacemaker with all. I guess that'll be, I hope y'all got it. But anyway, let's keep going. So Hebrews 12:14, it says, strive for peace with everyone and for holiness, for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. I mean, again, I know I've heard this phrase or this verse throughout my whole life, man. People would leave with that verse when they would leave church. They would say that that's the final blessing to people and things like that. Strive for peace with everyone. I mean, again, it just reiterates what I just said a minute ago. With all and with everyone. I mean, so there's no respecter of persons. There's no and I think that's probably why God wants us to be a community. And that's why, we have these differences and things like that for us to get past those things and be at peace with all, and strive for peace with everyone, regardless of your differences and things like that. So I don't know who that is for today, y'all, but I mean, it seems to be just keep being reiterated, man. So anyway. There's a lot of things that try to separate us. And I know I talk about this all the time as well. Everything tries to separate us. And the least we can do is be peacemakers and strive for peace with all and everyone. That's the least we can do. And there's benefits to that, though. Right? I mean, there's more benefits to being, united and at peace with everyone versus being at odds with everyone. I think we all see that, right? Or do we see any benefits of being separate and, divisive and fighting and all that? Are there benefits to that? I mean, outside for a few, because a few people might benefit off of that. There might be a few people that are benefiting off of that. But for the overall community or whatnot, what is the benefit of us being separate and being like us versus them and all of that? What's the benefit? I feel like there's more benefit in community. There's more benefit in coming together and being at peace and saying, okay, I know you may be different from me. You might think different from me. You might look different from me, whatever it is. But if we can be at peace, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm at loss for what the benefit is. So if anybody can tell me the benefit of separating and all that stuff and of being divisive and having, harsh treatment to one another and things like that, yeah, by all means, comment below, but anyway, so Romans 5:1, it says, therefore, since we have been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. So not only should we live or strive for peace with everyone and all, but we need to be ultimately striving for peace with God. At the end of the day, I don't really have too much else to say about that, because honestly, again, what I found in my life is that, when I was at odds with the Lord or at odds with what he wanted to do in my life, there was no peace. There was no peace in my mind. There was no peace in my life or anything. The more I came in community and in agreement with what the Lord wanted to do with me, here I am living in peace and thriving, and y'all see all the fruits. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, that's ultimately the juice this morning. Blessed are the peacemakers. I mean, y'all can obviously go deeper with this. Plenty of verses in the go deeper section to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But yeah, like I said, that's the juice. Now, listen, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 42:11. It says, why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance and my God. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, all those wonderful things. Yeah, man, there's one more thing I wanted to tell y'all. Thank y'all for watching the talk show last night. If you did not get a chance to watch the talk show, no worries. The episode should be our feature episode on the God, Sex, and Love website. So you guys can go learn about Miss Tolu and all the amazing things that she is doing up in Canada and everything like that. And actually virtually and whatnot as well. I'm trying to find a website for y'all. Y'all know it though. GodSexandLove.com, right? Where is it? I got so many things on here. Anywho, yeah, last night was really nice. Shout out again to Mountain West. They create so many really nice experiences and whatnot. And yeah, that was nice to get together with those ladies and just have a little nice evening. Like I said, I mean, my bracelet is very comfortable. I can like barely even know it's here. So that's one thing. I don't know if anyone else has ever had like permanent jewelry before. This is my first time having it or whatever. And then of course y'all can see my arm is kind of thin, and I was like, what y'all gonna do about that? But then it was like, well, that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, you fit it, we fit it to you. So and it was crazy because I was looking at I had like three. If y'all follow me on social media or whatever, y'all probably see some photos and whatnot. But there was three of them that I was debating between. And then I sent a photo to my husband, like, oh, which ones do you think? And then he was being slow to answer. So this was the one that was standing out to me, the one with the coins is what she called it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's because it reminded me of the GSL logo. I don't know why it stood out to me. But anywho, so then I was like, oh, I'm leaning towards the circle. And then he wrote back like, oh, I'm leaning towards the one that's like, it was like this thin bar looking one. And I was like, you would say that after she had already started putting the circles on. And then the lady kind of joked and was like, oh, tell him if, he can buy the other one, and the church is buying this one and he can buy the other one. So I told him, and he said he would, but he didn't send it right then, and we started doing other activities and stuff. So I just like, it's okay, I'll just do the one. But I got her information, so maybe they'll come on GSL one day, because she was sharing about that they it also involves a ministry, the jewelry company and whatnot. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at my art. Okay. Yes, I am kind of proud of this piece. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys can see, it's a mixture of pink, purple, blue, and there's some gold on there, y'all. Ooh. I will say that mine looks different from everybody else's. There was like maybe one other lady that used the pink, but outside of that, like everyone else's was more so like neutral and earth tones. Now one lady did all black, and then there was another lady that did like brown, green, and like those type of colors. But mine was the only one that was like this. And I know one of the ladies just kept saying, she just kept being like, "Oh, it's like you. It's just you. It's your personality and all this stuff and stuff." And I'm like, I mean, I can see that maybe. I don't know, but I like my little piece here. It was funny because so the purple wasn't a color that she had available. But when I did the pink, I was like, oh, I really want. She was like, oh, she was telling everybody to choose a lighter color. And I was like, oh, I really wanted to do purple. And then she's like, oh, I'll make you a purple. And she made like a perfect purple. And then I was thinking about this bluish color, because if y'all see the piece that she had on display, it was like more textured than this one, and it had like more, yeah, that's the only way I can say it, like more textured. And I thought that we were going to do that as well, and so I was leaving the blue for that. But then she was like, oh, we're not going to do that part and whatever, and I just was like, oh. So I still added my blue anyway, and I had more like cascading from this area, as you guys can see. And then I was like, instead of doing, because the one design was going to be like, it was kind of 3D, like, so imagine if it was like 3D out like this, and then on her art piece, and it was like 3D out on this corner as well. So I was thinking about that, but then I said, well, since we're not doing that, I just had the blue come from here, and then I had to just kind of cascade around. I don't know, y'all. It was so funny. I was having my moments feeling like, I feel good about this, I don't feel good about this, And I even obviously did my edges and whatnot, because I don't know. I just feel like the paintings aren't complete if you don't do the sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how y'all have y'all done art like that? Wait, y'all let me know what y'all think. Yeah, I did all my corners and whatnot, because I just was like, people will see that side too. So anyway, I'm happy about my piece. Basically, I was inspired. The color palette was inspired by my homegirl, Miss Summer Kai of Skies Designs, because I had for her to do me a art piece a couple of years ago, I think. Back when I had my she shed. I still got the she shed, but I y'all know I don't really go out there no more. But anyway, she did this really beautiful art piece for me, and it had the same color palette. And I'm thinking that one day I might have an office or something, or a nice little studio situation where all of these pieces can be displayed and stuff. Have y'all ever heard of like maximalism? It's like people, really play around with like colors and prints and stuff like that. Like there's part of me that's maximalist, and then there's part of me that's like minimalist, or whatever. But I think I would like to create a maximalist space because it's just so bright and fun and just, I don't know, eclectic and whatnot. So maybe I'm preparing for this future place. I don't know. But yeah, that's something really cool or whatever that happened. So shout out to Miss Sky's Designs. She approved it when she saw it as well. So yeah, that was cool. Anything else to share? I'm excited about this meeting next week. So we want to see what the Lord do with that. More opportunity for me to create and stuff, and perhaps more custom shows to come and things of that nature. So I'm excited to see what the Lord do. I guess I'll let you all know and keep y'all informed. Once some things, get solidified or whatever the case is. But it sounds promising. And so again, shout out to my sister and my mother for, keeping me on their hearts and minds. I don't know. Do y'all hear my stomach growling? If so, yeah, that was my stomach, y'all. I guess it must be time to get some breakfast or something. Yeah, no plans for today. I don't know what we're doing today. I know what we need to do, but we'll see. Maybe we'll have some nice family time. I'm excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow is sneaker day at the church, y'all. And I need to get some photos of Nakia, of me and Nakia, the Nakia shoes. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I have an idea in my head about ensemble to put together. So we'll see how it comes out, because I haven't tried to put it together yet. I just was thinking about what I have and like what I could possibly do. So I guess y'all will see soon. Again, thank you to those that are, just supporting in any aspect when it comes to Littlefoot. I asked you guys, did y'all want to see a male shoe or shoe for men, or I said a unisex shoe. But I only had one person that voted, and they voted no. So I said, well, I guess maybe, I guess it might be weird for men to wear a brand called Littlefoot. But on the flip side, I did have one guy that, asked me about men's shoes. And then I had one that said that voted no. So technically it's even. So if anybody else want to throw in or cast in their vote or whatever, by all means, again, comment below or just let me know or whatever. If y'all would like to see one of the designs that I have that men can possibly wear or whatever the case is. Because I do have some designs in the vault. I just haven't released them. I know I was talking to Brother Leo. Y'all remember him? Brother Leo from Anointed Touch, Health, Fitness, and Beauty. The one who had me on the whole challenge. Y'all, I think I'm getting my pooch back. Or the pooch has just been there. But anywho, I was looking at myself for some of the photos yesterday. I was like, I feel like, oh well. Like on one hand, I'm embracing, whatever my body looks like right now, because I'm getting older. I should be allowed to grow. You know what I'm saying? I should be allowed to like get bigger or something. But on the flip side, I don't want to look, something. I wouldn't mind being more toned and things like that. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. I guess because I'm just a small person overall. It's like the only thing outside of me knowing that my thin arms and legs or whatever, is, just knowing that I got this pooch or whatever. But on the flip side, I'm like, it is what it is, man. But anywho, maybe one day my mind will change about it and I'll get back on working out and stuff. But I chit-chatted with him yesterday because he saw the shoes. We were more so talking about that. And I was telling him about the voting or whatever. He just was like, so what? People rejected Jesus or said no to Jesus. So, is that gonna stop you? I'm like, I guess not, huh? And I guess when you put it like that, Brother Leo. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all think I need to get back on the fitness journey, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see that content or whatever, what is it called? It'll be Accountability Season 2. Then y'all comment below and let your girl know. Like y'all, if y'all cheer me on out there and be like, Miracle, start working out again, it's motivating me, then fine. But I've just been like, it's just one of them things. I don't know. we're gonna see what the Lord do. I know I was talking to my husband about it briefly yesterday as well. He's like, "Oh, well, I wouldn't mind getting on the eating program," but I'm like, "Man, babe, like, that was the part that was kind of throwing me off more than anything. The specific diet situation. But we'll see. We'll see what the Lord do. I don't know. We'll see." But all right, y'all. That's my updates, man. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye.